Like and subscribe right now for more heartwarming stories about kindness, hope, and how humanity can restore faith in people. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our incredible videos. A single father was fired on Christmas Eve. His boss called him into the office and told him they were downsizing and his position was being eliminated. They didn't care that it was the holidays. They didn't care that he was a single parent. They just cared about cutting costs. Michael left work that day completely devastated. He had no backup plan. He had rent due in 2 weeks. He had a 6-year-old son who was expecting Christmas morning. That night, his son Tommy wrote him a letter. It was written in crayon, with words spelled phonetically the way a 6-year-old spells them. The letter was simple and heartbreaking and absolutely beautiful. What Tommy wrote in that letter would eventually reach people far beyond his family. And it would change not just Michael's life, but the lives of hundreds of people who read it. Michael Thompson was a 34-year-old single father. He'd been working as a warehouse manager for a large distribution company for 7 years. He had an excellent record. He was reliable, hardworking, and well-respected by his team. Michael had raised Tommy alone since Tommy was born. Tommy's mother had left when Tommy was a newborn and hadn't been involved in his life since. Michael had taken on everything: working, childcare, parenting, emotional support. Michael made decent money. Not great, but enough to provide for Tommy. They lived in a small apartment. Michael cooked most of their meals at home. He drove an old car. He saved money where he could. He wasn't wealthy, but he was stable. Tommy was a bright, kind, loving 6-year-old. He was in kindergarten. He loved drawing pictures and playing with his dad. He didn't understand money or economic hardship. He just knew that his dad loved him and provided for him. On Christmas Eve, Michael's boss called him in for what he thought would be a routine meeting. Instead, he was told the company was restructuring and his position was being eliminated. He was given 2 weeks of severance. The boss told him, "We appreciate your service, but we need to make budget cuts. Your position is redundant." Michael felt his world falling apart. He didn't have much in savings. He had rent, utilities, food costs, childcare costs. 2 weeks of severance wasn't going to be enough. He left work feeling numb. He drove straight to pick up Tommy from after-school care. "Daddy!" Tommy ran to him, excited. "Can we get Christmas cookies?" "Please?" Michael smiled and nodded. He wasn't going to let his son see his despair. Not today. Not on Christmas Eve. That night, Michael and Tommy decorated for Christmas. They hung lights. They put up a small Christmas tree. They made hot chocolate. Michael tried to act normal, but inside, he was terrified. When it came time for bed, Tommy asked, "Daddy, can I write a letter to Santa?" "I want to make sure he knows where we live." "Of course," Michael said. "You go ahead and write your letter." Tommy sat at the small kitchen table with his crayons and paper. He carefully wrote his letter to Santa. Michael watched from a distance, his heart aching at his son's innocence. After about 10 minutes, Tommy came to Michael with the letter. "Daddy, can you read my letter?" "I want to make sure Santa understands it." Michael took the letter and began reading. His eyes filled with tears. Tommy had written, "Dear Santa, my dad is really nice. He works very hard. He is sad today, but he doesn't want me to know. I saw him crying in the car. He thinks I was sleeping, but I woke up. He is the best dad ever. I don't want toys. I want my dad to be happy. Can you help my dad find a new job? That is all I want for Christmas. My dad makes me happy every day. I love him so much." Love, Tommy. Michael couldn't hold back his tears. His 6-year-old had witnessed his moment of despair and responded with pure love and compassion. Michael held his son and cried. Tommy hugged him back, not fully understanding why his dad was sad, but knowing his love mattered. "Daddy, don't be sad," Tommy said, his small hand on Michael's face. "You're the best dad. Everything will be okay." Michael realized in that moment that whatever happened, he had to be strong for his son. Tommy needed him to be okay. Tommy believed in him. The next morning, Christmas Day, Michael did something he wasn't sure about. He took a photo of Tommy's letter and posted it on social media with a caption, "My son wrote this letter to Santa on Christmas Eve. A few hours before, I lost my job. This 6-year-old's love reminds me that I'll be okay because I have him. Merry Christmas to everyone going through difficult times. Hope exists." Michael wasn't expecting anything to come from the post. He just needed to express his feelings somewhere. But something happened that he didn't anticipate. The post went viral. Within 24 hours, the photo of Tommy's letter had been shared over 5 million times. News outlets picked up the story. Single dad's 6-year-old's Christmas letter goes viral, became a headline across major networks. People were moved by Tommy's letter. Comments poured in expressing support, admiration for Michael, and love for Tommy's compassion. People shared their own stories of hardship and hope. But then something else happened. A man named Robert Chen, who was CEO of a major logistics company, saw the post. Robert had lost his father when he was a child and was raised by a single mother. The post reminded him of his own childhood, of the sacrifices his mother made and how her love sustained him. Robert reached out to Michael directly. "I want to help," Robert said. "I'm looking for a warehouse manager. Are you interested?" Michael couldn't believe what was happening. "I don't know what to say," Michael told Robert. "Thank you." "Yes, absolutely." Robert not only hired Michael for the warehouse manager position, but he offered him better pay than his previous job, health insurance and a 401k. More importantly, Robert offered Michael flexibility for childcare and family time. "I know what it's like to be a single parent's child," Robert told Michael. "Your son is lucky to have a father who cares so much, and I'm lucky to have an employee who clearly has his priorities straight." But the impact of Tommy's letter extended beyond Michael getting a new job. Other companies reached out to Michael offering opportunities. Non-profits working with single parents asked if they could share Tommy's letter to raise awareness. Schools wanted to use the letter to teach children about compassion and kindness. A clothing company donated winter clothes to Michael and Tommy. A grocery store offered to help with food. A local non-profit paid for a year of Tommy's tutoring and enrichment programs. The community rallied around them. More importantly, Tommy's letter sparked a national conversation about single parents, job security, and the importance of compassion during holidays. People began examining their own workplaces and asking, "Are we treating our employees with compassion? Are we being kind during difficult times?" Several companies changed their policies around holiday layoffs. One major corporation implemented a policy: no layoffs between Thanksgiving and New Year's. A year later, Michael was thriving in his new job. He'd been promoted. He was making enough money to move to a nicer apartment. He was able to give Tommy a better life. More importantly, Michael had healed from his trauma. He realized that his job loss, while devastating, had led to something better. He'd learned that his worth wasn't defined by his employment. He'd learned that his son saw him as worthy and valuable simply because of who he was as a father. Tommy remained the same loving, compassionate child. He didn't fully understand the impact of his letter, but he understood that kindness mattered. Tommy started a kindness club at his school where children wrote letters to people doing important work: teachers, nurses, firefighters, sanitation workers. Michael was invited to speak at corporate events about workplace kindness and the importance of treating employees with compassion. He shared Tommy's letter and talked about what it felt like to be a parent facing job loss during the holidays. His talks inspired companies to implement better employee support systems. Some companies started mental health programs. Others improved parental leave policies. Several established emergency funds to help employees facing sudden job loss. Tommy's letter was published in children's books about kindness and compassion. It was used in schools to teach about empathy. It was shared in corporate training about leadership and humility. Robert Chen established the Tommy's Letter Foundation, which provided emergency financial assistance to single parents facing job loss or sudden hardship. The foundation, inspired by Tommy's simple desire to help his father, has now helped over 3,000 families. 2 years after his job loss, Michael met Sarah, a wonderful woman who loved him and Tommy. They eventually married. Tommy gained a mother figure who adored him. Michael gained a partner to share life with. At Tommy's school's graduation ceremony from kindergarten, the principal read Tommy's letter to all the families. When she finished, the entire audience stood and applauded. Tommy didn't understand why everyone was clapping, but he smiled and held his father's hand. Michael stood there, tears streaming down his face, remembering the darkest moment of his life, and how his son's simple letter of love had transformed everything. The profound lesson transcends circumstances. A child's love and faith can sustain us through our darkest moments. Tommy didn't try to fix Michael's problem. He simply expressed his love and his belief in his father. That love became the catalyst for change, not just for Michael and Tommy, but for thousands of people who read the letter and decided to be kinder, more compassionate, more human. Tommy taught the world something that adults often forget: that love matters more than circumstances, that compassion is more powerful than criticism, and that sometimes a 6-year-old's crayon-written letter can change the world. This story reveals an important truth. Even in our darkest moments, there's hope. Even when we lose our jobs, our homes, or our security, the love of the people close to us can sustain us and help us find our way forward. And sometimes, when we share our struggles, we inspire others to be better and kinder. Have you ever been helped by unexpected kindness during a difficult time? Have you ever seen a child's innocence and compassion change a situation? Have you ever witnessed the power of sharing vulnerability? Like this video and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming stories about hope, kindness, and human connection that restore faith in humanity. Hit that notification bell right now so you never miss our latest uploads. Comment below. Tell us about a time when you or someone you know experienced unexpected kindness during a difficult moment. Or share about a time when a child's love or innocence changed your perspective. Your story could inspire thousands of people to be kinder and more compassionate. Thanks for watching. Michael and Tommy's story reminds us that love is the most powerful force we have. When Michael lost his job, he felt devastated. But Tommy's letter showed him that his value wasn't in his employment. It was in his relationship with his son. And when Michael shared that vulnerability, it inspired thousands of people to be kinder. If you're going through a difficult time right now, remember, you're not alone. Share your story. Ask for help. Let your loved ones know what you're going through. And be open to unexpected help and kindness. The world is full of people who want to help if they know you need it. See you in the next video where we'll share another heartwarming story about the power of love, hope, and human kindness.